Okay, and there we are. What's up, everyone? And we're back. That was a late night yesterday, eh? That was a late night live stream yesterday. I think eventually I was in bed at like 1:30. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Very nice. Very, very nice. It's beautiful. Okay. So, good to have you here, everyone. Another day, another live stream. And in this particular live stream, we are going to cover Elliott waves, short summary of the daily and the 1 hour time frame, and then answer questions from all of you. What's better than I am? Welcome to Silver. Welcome to the second step on the podium, man. Good to have you here, and it's actually the first time I think I've seen your name. Now, yesterday, like last night, I had 300 viewers pretty much consistently when doing all of the education and live analysis, so I actually didn't check chat, so I have no idea if you were there. But by all means, thanks for being here. And thanks for being in Silver. Make sure to fill in this form. Thank you, Jeroen. Appreciate it, but make sure to fill in the form. Put in Silver. I'll get you sorted. What's up, everyone? Maybe a Band-Aid. Good to have you here, man, from the US. Good morning to you. Seriga, just to repeat what this guy has done. So... it's because it's no mean feat, and this guy Seriga cycled for 167 kilometers in 15 hours, right? These are some of the stats here. In 15 hours he cycled 167 kilometers. City, roads, bridges, parks, alleys, forests. Crazy stuff. And he wrote a bit about his journey here as well, that everything went quite smooth until he hit the forest, and that is where it was tough, and he didn't have music. But Seriga, man, what a crazy performance. That's incredible. Congratulations on passing it. And I really love the picture where you wear the Kunst cap while doing your trip. It's great. So cheers, man. Congratulations, Yanis. LJ, how you doing, man? It's been a while. LJ is always cycling. Like in the past, when LJ joined the streams, somehow this guy was always on a bicycle. So I don't know. Maybe he's able to do 167 in a day as well. Random name, what's up? Teas Tarun, how you doing, guys? Christian, good afternoon from Austria, Tyrol. Hopefully a nice sunny day in the mountains. Yiri, GB28, what's better than I am? Glad to be here. Happy to have you, man. Cheers, Seriga. MT, what's up? Riding the bike, my kind of guy. Yeah, insane. Dayan, good to have you here, man. Welcome. After the late night last night, back at it. We just go. We just continue. I have, by the way, Odin and Adam, if Adam is here. I've seen your messages in Discord. I just got to set it up, but I'll do that later. Very nice and sunny, 33 degrees, same here. But I got to say, today it feels a bit cooler because the humidity is quite low, which is nice. We were outside just now, like doing a walk and picking up something. And it's a good day here in Nice, in the south of France. Jen, how you doing? Cat, unique tips. Welcome, guys. Welcome. And girls, by the way. Okay, so we're going to go to we're going to cover the weekly as well. It won't take very long, but I do think it's good to zoom out. Weekly, daily, 1 hour. And then we have a look at the 15-minute time frame as well. Now, in short... Right, for the bulls, you actually want to see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave structure. And the bears, ABC, and you want to hit this high. It's as simple as that. Now, the rejection at the moment is at a 2-hour order block, which is what you see over here, right? So we have, well, this is the 2-hour like order block here, right? So quite simply, the low of the candle is the high of the other candle, but arguably you can also just call it a simple support resistance area. My favorite area of resistance, however, would be a little bit higher, but 60.6, 61K. But that is pretty much local stuff, right? We'll get to that after the weekly. Now, the analysis is going to be quite short because I don't want to repeat the whole video of this morning, which was about the daily and the 1 hour, right? I just want to summarize it, make sure everyone is aligned with where we are on the chart, and that is that. Put the bearish in there. Wait, I'm gonna put this one in there as well. I'm gonna put that one. Yep. Move this one down. Move that one down. Okay, we got everything sorted. Everything is in place. Also, today, 2:30 p.m. Was news, which is almost an hour ago, 50 minutes ago, right? So we didn't really see anything special per se, right? So about an hour ago in this range here, some news, but yeah, nothing really happened, right? Nothing really happened. Adam, good morning. Good morning. I just said before you got in, maybe that I've seen your messages in Discord, Odin and yourself, but I'll set it up later. So I'll reply as well. All right, cheers, guys. Did you trade today's SFP? Are you sure not to long that pump from the local 618 retracement? Not necessarily the SFP, but the structure up and the divergences, yes. Remember the likes. Cheers, Odin. No, I never really ask. Okay, let's start. Ethereum analysis, just to make sure for the altcoin people here, go to the homepage of my channel, check out the recent stream. I still have to put in the coins in the title. So in this video, we did Ethereum, Solana, Link, XRP, and ADA. Timestamps are already in the video. I just forgot to put the coins in the title. I'll make sure to do that. Good reminder. So let's start. 14 minutes, almost 14 minutes live. Give me 20 seconds so I remember 14 for the timestamp after. You guys having a good day? No, this is not part 2 of the altcoin stream. That's going to be later this week. Yeah. Okay, let's start. So it's going to be relatively short and to the point, but that is usually what most people like. So on the weekly time frame, as it stands, the highest probability scenario is another all-time high. Here we're looking for a 5-wave impulsive structure to the upside. Common target for your wave 4 is hit 23605, right? To 382 around 49K, quite nice. And on my chart, there is also overlap between this low and this high. And that is interesting because a wave 4 of a higher degree likes to retrace to a wave 4 of a lower degree. And the price action of wave 4 of a lower degree is what you see here. All right, so that is exactly according to plan. That's what you like to see. It is a guideline in Elliott waves that a wave 4 retraces to the wave 4 of a lower degree. It's not a rule, but it's nice to see. Now, after a wave 4, we are then looking for price to move up in a wave 5. Target areas on the chart, it's very big, right? But based on local structures, we can eventually get a much more accurate lower time frame target for your wave 5. Invalidation, 37.7K. Your most bullish scenario, which we shouldn't forget, but it's not yet the highest probability here, is a double 1-2, right? 1-2-1-2, big impulse up in a wave 3 and then another 4-5-4-5 to finish a bull market. Much higher targets, right? In this case, your wave 5 is 81K to 129K. In a double 1-2, you're easily looking above 200, 300K, like, right? 200, 300 looks about right, maybe even higher, but it's at the moment not yet the highest probability scenario because it's, you first of all, you want to be conservative. And if price moves up, right, we want to wait for the ranges to form. We have a wave 2 touching a 382 here. Okay, that's true in both scenarios, but this wave 2 hit a 382 again. The 382 remains an uncommon target for a wave 2 and a common target for a wave 4. I should actually do this now. So probabilities would be higher for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 compared to a double 1, 2, but we can't forget about it at least, right? So what we're looking for in this scenario is only very short ranges up, short range, up, short range, up, short range, and then keep doing this until we get a bigger wave 4. But this wave 4 should be significantly above the target box of your 5 here. So in a double 1, 2, you want to see a big move up, small range, small range, small range, and then you start a very big 4, right? The moment you move up and start to create a big range here, right, that's a problem, at least for the very bulls, because the probabilities then increase. You're ending a 5 and you're going to move down into a bear market, right? A new one. After 5 waves up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, look for a 3 wave down. So the probabilities are higher to still look for all-time highs on the weekly time frame. Now, a Elliott wave analyst always needs a bearish scenario, right? You always need to be neutral in your analysis, and then based on the rules and the guidelines, have a estimation for the probabilities. Your bearish scenario here would be a 3-wave corrective structure and continuation up. Minimum target is 30.4K. And this only really increases in probabilities if you would take 38.5K, which is of course 20K lower compared to where we are now. So we have a long way to go. At the moment, not the highest probabilities compared to the bullish scenario on the weekly time frame. Now, last night we did a, what was it, 2.5, I think, no, almost 3-hour live stream. And in that live stream, let's see, let me refresh my page here. Let's see if it's already, if it already has the new thumbnail. So in that live stream, what I did is analyze the chart. Oh yeah, there we go. Analyze the chart. It was completely empty. And we reanalyzed this whole range step by step by step. So if you want to learn how to approach an empty chart and get to a full plan, check out this video. It's about 3 hours. And I got it here in the Bitcoin Technical Analysis playlist, but I also put it in the educational content playlist, right? So FYI. But yeah, we recounted this whole thing step by step to show you the process. And here is one of the scenarios we're talking about. A 3-wave structure, ABC, finished, looking for continuation to the upside. Common target for wave C is hit. Invalidation is the low. In this case, we want to see bullish structures to the upside on a 1-hour time frame. Right? So if we have a finished 3-wave corrective structure on the daily, we now want to count an impulsive structure to the upside. In this case, we can only now look for a double 1, 2. There's 3 impulsive structures that you need to look for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No overlap between a wave 1 and a wave 4. Or wave 4 hits the 618, invalidated, right? Then you have a double 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, move up, or a diagonal. Now, in this case, if we want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 4 hit the 618. Invalidates an impulse. Therefore, we have to think about a diagonal or double 1, 2. In a diagonal, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then a retracement continuation. Too early to talk about diagonals. Wait for wave 4 to be in. And then we have a double 1, 2, which is then pretty much your only scenario left. It's not pretty, right? It's not too pretty, can't deny, compared to counting this as a 3-wave structure. But this would at the moment be your bullish scenario, really, because the other 2 are not great, right? So we then have a 1, 2, didn't hit the 382. Now the 382 by itself is already an uncommon target for 2, so not hitting it is very rare. Then you have another 1, 2 continuation. Common target for wave 2 here is hit, right? So yes, we have a 3-wave move down here, common target for 2 hit, right? Perfectly fine, didn't hit the invalidation. The only thing that makes this scenario tricky, as in the thing that impacts the probabilities for a double 1-2 at the moment, is time. And those are the vertical lines on the chart. So the vertical line is taken from the start to the end of 2 to the end of 3. It's 3 clicks to compare your wave 2 with your wave 2. Of course, a wave 2 of a lower degree, being white, can be longer than wave 2 of a higher degree in time. But this wave 2 is 3 times longer than your higher degree wave 2. Now I talk about degrees, FYI. Blue is the highest degree count, and then the sub-degree count of 3, the lower degree count, is white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to finish blue 3, then blue 4, blue 5, right? Now, preferably, in Elliott waves, if you talk about degrees, which is ratio analysis, right? So in the book, in Elliott wave principle, generally regarded as the book for Elliott waves, it's called ratio analysis, right? And you have chapter 4 or 5 is about time. Preferably, your lower degree Elliott wave count is a little bit shorter in time and price. Now, inside a wave 3, so if you have a wave 1 and then a wave 2, you can have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, where the sub-degree of your 3 is similar in price and time compared to your higher degree, wave 2 and wave 4. However, in this case, your lower degree wave 2 is not finished at the 1-to-1, being the same length as your blue 2. It's already 3 times longer. And that is not ideal for this particular scenario. Right? So that is something we have to keep in mind with regards to the probabilities that we will talk about at the end. Second, also a bullish scenario, but in this case, we actually continue a range throughout August and move up later, right? Your invalidation is the same. So even though I show you a different scenario on the daily time frame, right? This is scenario 1, this is scenario 2, your invalidation is the same, right? That makes it easy for trade management and that sort of stuff. So here what we're looking for is a W, X, and then a triangle in a wave Y. Now a wave Y can be 3 structures, a flat, zigzag, or a triangle. Flat is this type of structure, right? Preferably not looking for a flat, because then your C has to go below A, and the 1.618 here is a rare target for wave Y. Your common target for Y is the blue box, which we have hit, taken from the start to the end of W to the end of X. So preferably you got your low in the bullish scenarios, right? And you don't come back down here once again. So a flat in wave Y, preferably not. A zigzag in a wave Y, ABC, also preferably not, because your C is going to move like way below the 1.618, which leaves a triangle, which is interesting because it's still the summer months, generally not really too pumpy, right? And having a triangle generally is, first of all, a pain in the ass because they tend to be very complex and tricky. They can retrace very deep as well. Volume can be difficult. So it's a nice scenario to end this insane range that we've been in for months with, right? So at least interesting, something to keep in mind. Therefore, we then have a wave A, B, C, D, E. So let's zoom in to this portion of the chart, go to the 1 hour time frame, so that you know what to look out for. In a triangle, we have 5 waves, A, B, C, D, E, continuation. 4 out of the 5 waves have to be simple zigzag structures, ABC, ABC. Something I'll talk about later, ABC, ABC, right? If one of the waves is not a simple zigzag, it is most commonly wave C, by far most common. Second position D, and then B, but B is very rare. So preferably your wave C, if one of the waves is not a simple zigzag. Now in this case, for a triangle, preferably your wave C is going to retrace deeper than what we have here, right? This is very shallow. A common target for the waves in a triangle is usually between the golden pocket and the 786 Fibonacci, right? The 05 also plays a role, of course, it's just an estimation. But here we hit the golden pocket, taken from the high to the low, very nice. Golden pocket from the low to the high is 54.2, 53.7. Now the only way we can get down there would be a double zigzag structure, and then a W, look for X, and then a wave Y to the downside, right? WXY double zigzag structure to get down towards that golden pocket, right? Doesn't have to hit it per se, but get close to it would be nice. We have some support to the downside. We hit the support blue box here. Further down, close to the golden pocket, 54.6, 55.2, and just below 52.3, 53K. Very interesting scenario, leading to a lot more days of sideways price action. Not to forget that even if you finish your E, you're looking for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up, right? This is psychology. If this, so it's still very early to talk about triangles because we don't have a wave D that is finished, but it's an interesting scenario. But if we do get a triangle, what I would love to see is two fake outs. One is wave E moving below the AC trend line, which is very common. Wave E also likes to end on a high amount of volume, right? It's not allowed to take the low of your wave C, but I would like to see the trend line broken. The reason is that, of course, you have the triangle traders that are breakout traders, and they might do something like this. They're like, trend line is broken. They don't know Elliott waves per se, right? They don't know A, B, C, D, E, 5 waves, like all that stuff. So they see a trend line broken, right? And what would be nice is break the trend line, move up, move a bit down again, right? People entering, expecting continuation, but instead, whoop. Okay, loss number one. And then what I would like to see from a psychology point of view is a 5-wave impulsive structure breaking the upper trend line, right? So we continue this trend line. Retest, get a bounce up. Now, you already know what's coming. Now, some triangle traders, of course, have their stop loss very wide. Some others put them in the triangle, right? What I would love to see is a deep retracement for 2. And then, boom, right? You fake out the lows, you fake out the highs, down, up, continuation. And then the moment price moves up, everyone FOMOs in at a later stage. Well, I like it. But it's a little bit early. Let's first observe the waves for this triangle scenario. But it's an interesting scenario. Of course, in this case, we are looking for price to still move towards the downside. Would be nice for X to actually move a little bit higher. See if we get it, right? 60.6, 61K, blue box here, area of resistance. We now hit the 2-hour order block here. That's fine, but that would be nicer. To W, X, Y, double zigzag potential, chuck, hit the box down. Possibly still a flat on the cards, A, B, C, hit the box and then move down. That would be ideal for this particular scenario. So the confluence between, of course, a double 1, 2, as well as the triangle is short term. You're looking for a move to the upside, which is now what we got. That is why the probabilities this morning on the 15-minute or higher to look for support and a local bounce towards the upside. Yeah. And then finally, on the daily time frame, your most bearish scenario, which is pretty much bear market stuff, you're looking for an impulse 1, 2, 1, 2, big move down. In this case, your wave 2 hit the 886. And that is always a rare target. Even after a diagonal, where you do like to see a deep retracement for a wave 2, the 886 is always rare, never preferred. And because the 886 is rare for a wave 2, but common for a wave B or X, it increases the probabilities that anything that happens after is corrective, not impulsive, which lowers the probabilities for a double 1, 2 compared to the other two structures that I have shown you. Right? So that is something to keep in mind. Right. If the high of your 2 is in, you look for continuation to the downside in an impulse. And just like shown in the morning update, you basically have three scenarios. So what you're looking for here is, okay, we have a three-wave structure up, right? Looks better, honestly, than a double 1-2, an ABC. Fits better than a double 1-2, has to be said. But in this case, you either look for 1-2, 1-2, big move down, right? Or a three-wave structure, a three-wave structure, and a five-wave structure, right? Because in this case, you're then looking for a bigger WXY, a double zigzag, ABC, correction, ABC, or a sideways WXY, zigzag, X, flat, Y, down. Now, that's three different scenarios followed by these lines on the chart. We don't know. We in all of the cases, preferably though, you move to the downside more first. And that then also leaves us with the probabilities, right? So the probabilities I mentioned this morning is on the daily. At the moment, the probabilities remain a bit higher for the bullish scenarios, right? Because of the 886 touch for a wave 2 over here. And yeah, that's that. On number 2, we have the bearish scenario. On the 1 hour time frame, the probabilities are higher for an ABC to the upside at the moment, right? Because of the double 1-2 taking so long. So the probabilities would now be higher for ABC compared to 1-1-2. Invalidation isn't hit, but your second wave 2 is so long. Now, of course, counting a potential ABC here would impact probabilities positively for either a triangle or, of course, a potential bearish scenario on the 1 hour time frame. The problem for the bearish scenario is that on the daily, the bearish scenario doesn't at the moment have the highest probability. So we have to continue to observe this range here. But the probabilities as it stands with local info would be earlier to take 63 compared to 49. Right? Just. And then on the 15, the probabilities played out because we've got to move towards the upside. On the 1 hour time frame as well, the probabilities are higher, right? To still look for at least a bit more downside. Also, again, in confluence with the potential triangle, as well as, of course, more bearish scenarios, right? Because a 1-2-1-2 is not looking as nice. On a 15-minute time frame, price moved towards the upside. We have a three-wave structure to the upside. And there's two things, right? Two counts that you can pull. Either A, B, C, which is corrective, that is bearish, probabilities increase to sooner or later take the low, or a five-wave structure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The problem for a five-wave structure is that price now has overlap between a wave 1 and a wave 4. And that is not what you want to see. So that immediately lowers probabilities for this to be a bullish structure. Of course, we can count 1-2-1-2 up, but your second wave 1 is significantly longer than your first wave 1, right? Lowers the probabilities a bit for a double 1-2. Right? So therefore, probabilities increase for an ABC, meaning that the probabilities increase for price to sooner or later take out this low. Right? Now that can happen directly, right? If price just moves to the downside. If we want to hit the resistance above, consider a WX and a Y, right? Da, da, da. Or a flat A, B, take out this low, move up for C. I would still really like price to hit like 60.7, 60.8K. But at the moment, by all means, the probabilities are higher. You have a three-wave structure locally, which does increase probabilities to sooner or later still take out this low. And yeah, that's that. No? So let me take a quick fib time here from the start to the end. Double click, duck, 382. Yeah. So wait, and also do this from there to there. Yeah. Okay. So in both cases, yeah. So preferably, in both a triangle scenario as well as a potential bearish scenario, your corrective structure here is not yet finished. So this A, B, C is preferably, based on time, only the first structure of a bigger three-wave structure, right? So based on time, the probabilities are higher that this is not the end of a corrective structure. You're looking for a bigger three-waver. And based on a three-wave structure to start with, it becomes interesting to look for a flat A, B, C or W, X, Y. And would it be nice to at least hit the resistance here? We got to wait and see, no? Got to wait and see. For the Elliott wave people here, the reason I pulled the fib times, the right 382 fib time is taken from the start to the end because I want to compare W with X, right? Or actually X with W. And it is rare for a wave X to be shorter than the 382 fib time of W. So in a triangle for a W, X, and Y, where X can be, of course, any corrective structure, you preferably end after the 382, which is the 13th of August, tomorrow, 4 p.m. Central European time. And in the most bearish scenario, where you would be looking for a 1 and a 2 and another 1, another 2, preferably your wave 2 ends after the 382 as well, taken from this high to the low. So that is why the probabilities would be higher to not have a finished structure yet, but still look for a more drawn out corrective structure. But by all means, doesn't change the probabilities that now probabilities are higher for price to take out this low at some point because we invalidated a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulse. And then we take it from there. And then we take it from there. So keeping it easy. And this is interesting. And one sec. And that one is interesting. So these are the two main areas. All right. Support down, resistance up. Oh, nice. Very, very nice. So we then take a fib from the low to the high, toggle on. Okay, we didn't yet hit the 0.7. The moment you hit the 0.7, 58.3K, taken from the low to the high, a double zigzag, WXY, significantly lowers in probabilities, right? So a double zigzag, meaning A, B, C, correction, A, B, C. If you hit this, lowers the probabilities, right? So FYI. Let's keep that on the chart for now. And yeah, let's see. Yeah, my chart is shared, so all good, all good. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So we follow everything along step by step. Price has been very kind to us. Rejecting at resistance, moving towards the downside, continuing that weekend range that we were talking about, which is common. Moving down with bearish CVD divergences as well, increasing probabilities to take out this low. At support, probabilities higher to look for a bounce. Got a bounce towards the upside and bullish CVD divergences as well, by the way, at the low. Not this one. One second, I got to move that one. Let's see up. So you can see here there's two actually now, there's two lines. So from this low to this low here, higher low in price, lower low on the CVD. So that's interesting. There we go. So noteworthy, you are at support, price moves up, breaks market structure, comes down, bullish CVDs locally. It's a good moment for a second push. So that was a very nice one. And now we, of course, hit the high here. So impulse invalidated, three-wave structure, probability is higher to take the low. And we have hit pretty much the 07. Come on. Yep, there we go. So a double zigzag is now not a structure that we are looking for. Right. So now I will immediately switch to having a potential expanding flat on the chart, because again, considering time, right, the probabilities would not be higher for a finished structure here. So we immediately change. And alternatively, you have a sideways WXY, which then is WXY, more of a sideways structure. Now, in a flat A, B, C, you can actually still move up to resistance and hit the support. You can see that the common target for wave B, the blue fibs, is in confluence with the daily naked point of control. Now, wave B has to be a three-wave structure and is most commonly a zigzag. Zigzag here looks a little impulsive, but never say never. There's the potential for a 1-2-1-2, and this to be a 3-4-5-4-5. So then you have impulse down, correction, another move. Wait and see, but impulse invalidated, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probabilities higher to sooner or later take out the low. I don't care when, but that's the probabilities. So Cosmin, welcome to the Silver Squad, man. What's up? Yo, cheers. Second step of the podium. Make sure to fill in the form. That is the membership form. I'm just keeping a side eye on if anyone posts this. Thank you, Jeroen. Wait. Yeah, cheers. Make sure to fill this in. Thank you, Jeroen. And we'll get you sorted, man. We'll get you sorted. Probably Jeroen gets you sorted first because he has seen you have joined here on stream. So if you fill in the form, then we can immediately get you sorted. Happy to be here, member for life. Cheers, Cosmin. Cheers. Doing my best there. So nice to see you. Nice to see you be part of the family, man. Welcome. Cheers. Elliott wave analysis at 14 min. Now chatting and Q&A. Okay, let's start the questions. Very nice. I want to zoom out just a little bit so that I can do this. Cardano ADA has been updated in the recent live stream of altcoins. You go to minute 59 and 30 seconds in this video here, which was yesterday. So let's see, where were we? Would be sneaky. What's up, Legionario? You made it. You're here. You caught the live this time. Yesterday in the evening live stream from scratch, I saw 326 online viewers at one moment. Yeah, it was insane. And I don't really know how that happened. Like, it's YouTube, of course, with algorithm stuff. But generally, we have around 200, 150, 200 viewers. I think, how much are we in now? Like 200. So that's very normal. Especially, so during the analysis, we usually move up to about 200, right? 150, 200. And then after the analysis, when I go on and answer questions, the viewers go down and then stabilize around 120, 150, most of the time. But yeah, yesterday, over 300 for a very long period of time with the live analysis, which was insane. Yeah, it's crazy. For the triangle scenario, would it make sense for your B to actually be the first wave, then 57.7 second wave? Okay, wait, I gotta put this on the chart because I'm not following. Okay, well, we remember this. For the triangle scenario, okay, triangle scenario. So keep in mind, right, as mentioned, it's still very early to talk triangles, but it is interesting. For the triangle, would it make sense for your B at 62.7, yeah, to be the first wave, then 57.7 second wave, 57.7, that's the current low. I mean, of course, now that answer would be no, because the probabilities are high to take this low. and then the third wave to 64, 67. In a WXY for B, yes, of course. So then you would look for a W, X, and a Y. Now the reason probabilities are low, right, for this low to be in, is because of the structure up. Because in a WXY double zigzag, which is what you are talking about, moving to 64, 68, you need a zigzag 5, 3, 5, corrective structure 5, 3, 5, which means that once you make a low, you want to see a 5-wave structure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But now we have a 3-wave structure here. So you would preferably first look for price to take out the low, and then at a later stage, get another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave structure, 3-wave correction, 5-wave structure to get a WXY double zigzag, right? WXY reject down. Now, in a double zigzag, what is a problem for that scenario and what increases probabilities to end a wave B here is that your invalidation is this high, 70K. And in a double zigzag, your most common target is the 1 to the 1.236 trend-based fib extension, right? So if I take a trend-based fib from the low of A to the high of B to wherever C ends, look at the 1 to the 1.236 on my chart. If this was the low that you mentioned at 57.7 and we want to move up, right, in a double zigzag, WX and then a wave Y, create a bigger zigzag, double zigzag structure in B, then look at the most common target for your wave Y. The most common target for Y is above invalidation. It's not great. Now, a rare target would be the 0.618 for a very uncommon. Very uncommon target would be the 0.618 for a double zigzag. Right? And that one is, of course, below invalidation. But your most common target, right, generally wave Y in a double zigzag is similar in length compared to W, would be above invalidation. So in other words, you preferably retrace down to at least a golden pocket, which is 54.53, if not lower, to make sure your B ends here. But by the time you go this low, it's better to think about a C than a very big W, X, Y, and B, if you know what I mean. So probabilities would be better for a B to be finished. What do you think of ICT and you believe the market gets manipulated? Question 1, what do I think about ICT? I have a lot of respect for his way of analyzing the chart. So I think, whatever you use, fundamentals, technicals, trend lines, DOM, order flow, I don't care. If you make it work for yourself and you have your own plan and strat, that's what I respect. And he has his own plan, he has his own strategy, and I respect him. I also think he very nicely grew his channel, right? His YouTube channel, creating pretty much a cult. And yeah, I mean, I very much respect him as a person, as an analyst, and he's done a great job for many people. And it's very nice that he openly shows everything that he does. Right, and that's something that I like to do as well. I show the tools I use and I Elliott ways, of course. But yeah, so very respected. And do you believe the market gets manipulated? No, that is stuff. The problem with manipulation and that sort of stuff. So my answer is no, because I don't care. Why? So this is interesting, but why would I care if the market is manipulated? You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. We got to trade it, right? We want to make money. So what we need to do is create a plan and a strategy. And we want to exclude third party, like whatever stuff, like manipulation or XYZ or this or that. Like, of course, if you are a fundamental analyst, you probably keep an eye on the news. But even then, manipulation is a word that I don't like to use in any form of analysis. Because what does it do? It doesn't help me. I won't make profit by saying it's manipulated, right? I won't lose more because it's manipulated. Because if you lose, you have a bad plan. It's not manipulation, right? You just don't have a plan. You don't have a strategy. You maybe have a loss, which is just part of your plan. But if, for example, you get wicked and your stop loss is hit and then price moves down, people be like, oh shit, yeah, it's manipulation. It's the bigger people. They went after my position. And now you see, now it moves into the direction. I could have so much profit, but it's the manipulation. It's the manipulation. And I'm like, mate, do you really think they care about your like 1010K like position, like your $100 position? Of course not, right? You have your stop loss at the wrong place. So what I would recommend is, instead of focusing on external stuff that you cannot control and is not part of any form of analysis, like manipulation, build a plan and a strategy based on statistics, right? So that based on 100 trades with your plan or strat, this is the outcome. This is how much RR. This is the win rate. This is where I should put my stop loss, right? This is where I should put my TP, right? Collect the data. And if you know based on data what your strategy does, you won't ever think again about stuff like manipulation, because it doesn't help you, right? It doesn't help you. It will never help you. So, and making a plan, by the way, try as many free tools as you can, is step 1 in TradingView and indicators. Step 2, find your favorites, build statistics on your favorites. Step 3, combine some of your favorites, build statistics on the combination. Now you're building a plan and a strategy. Step 4, tweak and adjust, add a tool, remove a tool, build more statistics, right? Statistics being where to put your TP, your stop loss, risk to reward ratio, win rate, what days are most profitable, what markets are most profitable, blah, blah, blah. Step 5, start trade it, low portfolio size and work on psychology. Step 6, increase your portfolio size slowly to get used to bigger losses. If you do this, there's a very high chance you're going to be consistently profitable. Most people, unfortunately, don't want to build statistics. Now, if you know something works, like Elliott waves, right, which, by the way, has been researched, and there's a ton of statistics on Elliott waves, right? So if you do want statistics, they're here, Discord, in the Elliott wave channel, right? Download these two. Of course, you can just learn Elliott waves and trade that. But in general, building a plan, building a strategy also includes know exactly where to put your stop loss. So besides trading Elliott waves, I also have other strategies that I trade, which are based on data. And I know exactly where to put my stop and where to put TP and all that stuff. And it also calms down your psychology, right? It helps with trading psychology. The more data you have, right, the more it helps with your trading psychology. So that's something I recommend. So to answer short, ICT, respect, manipulation, no. I believe in building a plan because that is what you control. Focus on what you can control, right? Don't focus on what you cannot control. Do you use log on your Fibonacci retracement and extensions? Yes. But that's more because on the lower time frames, putting them on log doesn't matter. Because of the absolute minimal difference between linear and log. But on the higher time frames, you want to use log. So instead of going to the higher time, like switching between high and low time frame and constantly adjusting my fibs, I was like, yeah, I don't have time for that stuff. Just put them on log. Doesn't matter anyway. And I just use log. That's fine. Yo, Hiop, how you doing? He doesn't care because he is not a trader. You mean ICT or the guy above? I don't know. Tinfoil head, man, this drop today fucked me up really well. I'm about to log off, but my mind tells me I can probably find one good setup. Make sure, Patrick, by the way, that you don't go into revenge trading, okay? So by choice of words, right, you got fucked up, but don't let the loss be a reason to try and make the profit back, if you know what I mean, right? So, just so you know. Can you have a simple zigzag appear in the A of a flat? Yes, you can. Let's see how he answers your comment when he sees it. What's up, Alimo? above all, cost of trades, what you're saying, bro, is real. It doesn't matter if you have a plan. There are times that the perfect plan can be doomed by simple liquidity. Well, you have your way of trading and your opinion, and I have my way of trading and my opinion. So I respect your way of trading and your opinion, and you should respect mine. So there you go. 886 touch at the low. Yes. So over here, right? Take from the high, low to the high. Take the 886 hit. Of course, quite often after an 886 touch, price does like to go to the golden pocket. Hasn't done it yet, but let's keep it on the chart. Right. Do you use indicators? Yes, I use one, which is CVD, right? Which for me, CVD is by far the best tool out there, like the best indicator by a mile. But that is, of course, biased because I use it for so long. But I've done research on many indicators, and CVD just works best for me. It's the tool that I like to use the most. Might not be a tool that you like, might not be an indicator that you can use effectively. You maybe like to use other stuff like RSI or MACD, but for me, the CVD is the best. So... yeah, all due respect. I mean, of course, when you look at the Luna, you're like, okay, you know, that wasn't very pretty. But when you look at Bitcoin and stuff, no, I don't. Look, yeah, I mean, again, you have your opinion, I have mine. I don't do anything with manipulation. I don't believe in manipulation. I believe in a big group of liquidity, like you say, many traders at the same time. I believe in leverage. I believe in volume. I believe in oversized positions. I believe in liquidations. I believe in having a planned strategy. And if you have a plan and a strategy, and you may get some form of manipulation, which can just be a move down because over-leveraged traders or whatever, then you should have solid risk management. And the manipulation for me is never an excuse to say I lost a trade or I got liquidated because of manipulation. It's bad risk management. So with solid risk management and a solid plan, manipulation still doesn't matter. After 886 does the golden pocket, and then it's quite common for that to happen. 886 golden pocket, take the low, but we'll see. We'll see. We now get the move to the golden pocket. But I think your chart doesn't have log activated, so the log on your Fibonacci wouldn't be activated. Yeah, so it's not on log. And that's correct. So it's just lazy. If I put it on log, 5, 7, 9, 16, 5, 9, 20, it's just a very small difference. But I always have my fibs on log. It's always on. Yeah, I never stood still with are they inactive or active the moment you go to linear. But I always have the box turned on just to avoid putting it on log all the time when I go to high time frames and low time frames. So yeah, good point. Yeah. So I just have it turned on just to avoid switching my fibs between log and not log. So all of my templates have this box checked. And on linear, I am on the non-logarithmic chart, and if I go to the weekly, I go to log. Or if I go to the daily and we have like hundreds of % in movement, then I also go to log. And on altcoins, generally alts move in bigger percentages. So even there on a 4-hour or 1-hour time frame, we might sometimes need to use logarithmic chart. Wake up from the dream. What is CVD? CVD is cumulative volume delta. What I recommend, again, it's such a good tool. So I can, after the live stream, I recommend to check out this video, right? Beginner's guide on what CVD is. Second, go to Discord and download this. It's a 1-pager I made for you. Up. So here is a 1-pager explaining about what CVD is in a nutshell. What absorption is, which is preferably tradable, and preferably you stay away from exhaustion, right? Absorption is by far like more consistent and tradable than any form of exhaustion on CVD. Here's also a link to the video, of course, again. Yeah, check it out. And then I also have my template, which is this one here, the older one. And for the new one, just go to the other channel. And the older one doesn't have the lines. The newer one does have the lines that you see on the chart here. I mean, CVD is it's amazing. I'm a really big fan, and I used it for. I've been using it for. Been using it for Q2, Q3, 2021. So yeah, a long time. Incredible Jackman, can you check wave 1 or A to wave 2B? It didn't hit the 1-to-1, but if I didn't turn on fib, it hit the 1-to-1. What time frame do you mean, like the 1 hour here? Let me check. So this one, of course, hit the 1 to the 1.236. That's a common target for your wave C. Wait, where is it? Wave 1A to wave 2B. Can you check wave 1 or A to wave 2 or B? It didn't hit the 1-to-1. What chart do you use? Maybe you mean this one. So I use this pivot to this one, right? So that is the difference, probably, I guess. Wait, I think I know what's happening here. So I use the low to this high to this low, and not this high. And the reason for this is because we can count a nice diagonal in here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then have a expanding flat following all of the rules of an expanding flat. A, right? 3 wave A, 3 wave B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave C. You see? Sharp move down, 3 wave up, sharp move down, right? A, B, C. And if you then compare this wave up with this wave, you need to take it from the start to the end of the impulse, which is this high, not this high. This is a fake top, right? Okay. So I guess that explains it. When you set up the plan, do you create all scenarios and wait to see invalidation for each? Well, as an Elliott wave analyst, you trade the highest probability Elliott wave scenario until invalidation is hit, and then you switch. Your alternative becomes your new preferred. But I like, besides using Elliott waves, other tools to determine strength or weakness to get a higher win rate in my trading. So in the beginning of my trading journey, my biggest problem by far was psychology. I'm very good in technicals, but in the beginning, my psychology was a big problem. And I never knew, right, until eventually I read the book, The Mental Game of Trading. Link in the description, by the way. So what I like is I like a higher win rate. And that is why I rarely ever enter at highs or lows. I wait for confirmation, ranges to form, and based on the range, I then enter. So yeah, but from an Elliott wave point of view, you create the scenarios, right? Now, while creating the scenarios, you should have one bullish, one bearish, right? Preferably one bull, one bear, minimum at least. Determine the probabilities, trade the probabilities. But I just like to have additional confluences. Yeah. And if you do see invalidations hit, by the way, Pakum, then yes, invalidations can be entries. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right? An invalidation can absolutely be an entry for a new trade. Yeah, why not? So, yeah. Now that you live in a new place, that's true. Do you want pets or maybe even children? Yes, I'm 31 years old. We like to have a dog, maybe even 2 dogs. My wife is a big fan of golden retrievers. I like them as well. In the past, I did have dogs, or I should say my parents had dogs. We had a Drentse patrijs, and Drentse patrijs dogs are... 1 second here. So if we go to Drentse patrijs... These type of dogs. So we had 2 of them. And unfortunately, of course, they eventually passed away. But we had this type of dog, and my wife really likes a golden retriever. I like them as well. I do like big dogs. So yeah, that is definitely something we're going to be looking for. And the other question about children, yes, that is also something that is not on the plan or the agenda, or you know what I mean. But we do like to have children eventually. 2. Do you use ICT market structure? No. I have in the past, when ICT started to share stuff a few years ago, I did watch his videos. I don't know, I don't follow the channel, so I have no idea what kind of content he makes nowadays, but I did watch some of his stuff. And I even made like summaries of videos in Word when I was studying different tools and different things. So I learned a bit more about how he approaches positions, but it's not my style of trading. It's I just like to use other tools, and I have my set of tools that works for me, and everyone has a different strat, and yeah, I have mine, he has his. Yeah. But I don't use ICT market structure. I use Elliott wave, so I don't need any other form of structure. How can I get the new CVD settings? There's 2. I mean, go to Discord is recommended, right? And then go to the Good to Know channel and go to the post here, or download this one, right? So either go to the post here or download this one, and you're going to be sorted. The same post in the is visible in the YouTube community section. So you can also go to YouTube, go to the community section, right? Sometimes you see me write stuff here. Ta-da! Straw poll for the altcoin stream. Of course, the partners. This is the CVD post here. So you can read that as well. AGGR Trade is the website. Yes, that's correct. So the website here is charts.aggr.trade. But all the information is written down. So also how to download the template, upload the template, it's all there. Does that mean it's going up if it hits the golden pocket? Yes. So the 886, it's quite often. It's just a pattern that we last year. It's something that in Diamond we were, in Diamond, the Diamond membership in Discord is where plans are made and where people build strategies, including where I am, of course, also sharing ways of how I trade and stuff. So we were looking at the strategy and how I trade, and we eventually noticed that the 886 is actually very often acting as support for a movement towards the golden pocket. And then the golden pocket is always interesting to see, do we get rejection or not? Now we move a bit to the upside, but no problem. We still bounced on the 886 to the golden pocket. And that is like, from a probability perspective, more often than not, does it move to the golden pocket? It's interesting to know. Yeah, cheers, Stavros Green. Welcome also, everyone. If you don't know who I am, my name is Koen. I am 31 years young. Last week, or pretty much 2 weeks ago, moved to the south of France, sunshine. And I'm a trader, I'm an analyst, and I'm also a global keynote speaker. So you maybe one day see me on a big stage at an event where you appear as a guest, and I'll be maybe one day one of the speakers. My background is in the gaming and esports industry. For 18 years, started in 2006. I was a pro gamer in Trackmania. Please press 1 in the chat if you know Trackmania. Yes, I do know Virtual, and I also know Spam. I also know Carl Jr. and yeah, so great people. And I've been a pro for 11 years. I was a medical student in the Netherlands, studying at the University of Amsterdam. Never finished my studies, got into entrepreneurship. I was a television host on Fox Sports ESPN for 4 years. set up my own business, worked with companies like Vodafone, Populous, Capgemini, and other stuff, consultancy stuff. And yeah, here we are today, right? So you never know where life gets you. Good to have you here. Hopefully you enjoy it. And what we do on the channel is Elliott wave analysis and helping you guys out, answering questions. If trend is bearish, you consider mostly bearish CVD, and if it's bullish, you, yes, that's partly correct. Yeah, of course. So, for example, here, right, we hit support. Let me open my. We hit support here. I already removed it from the chart because it's so long ago now. And you had bullish CVDs. That's nice, right? Same happened here. We hit support, and we had the bullish CVDs here. Now, the most trustworthy CVD divergence is a first CVD divergence. So a divergence for the first time with a pivot, right? And then price moved up, upping the structure. And then here we had bullish CVDs. And then here again, we had more bullish CVDs, right? That's nice as well. And then price came down, and then we had more bullish CVDs. So that's exactly what, of course, we like to see, no? So, oops, there we go. Yeah. Was there any news in the past hour? We lost 2 and then gained them again. Yeah, there was news at 2:30, but not really the past hour. So 2:30 p.m. we had some news here, but yeah, that's it. We do have some interesting stuff going on tomorrow, though. 2:30 p.m. Central European time. So it's going to be interesting. 886 to 886 happens a lot too. That's an interesting one. I don't have statistics on 886 to 886, but yeah, interesting. Odin Yop, Yeba Malana Sam, 111. Okay, we got some Trackmania people here. Very nice. Yeah, if you look, if you like Koens, like the name of the channel, it comes from the gaming industry. It was my nickname. If you look for Koens Trackmania, you'll find enough content. Good volumes in the recuperation. Yeah, solid move up. Is it now considered an expanding flat, although only barely meet minimum requirement? If it hits the 0.9, right, that is a minimum requirement. 1 second here. So the 0.9 is hit. So yeah, you can have, right, it's one of the options, a regular flat, but a regular flat is less common than an expanding flat. So something we have to keep in mind. Now, if we go to a 5-minute time frame, we have a 3-wave structure up, right? Based on this retracement, very much a 3-wave structure down at the moment. So yeah, expanding flat would generally be nicer, of course, if you have an expanding flat structure compared to a regular. But yes, A, B, impulsive C, weakly naked point of control, important resistance. So that's one of the scenarios. I generally don't really like to go down to like 5 and 3-minute counting, like trying to count this structure down. I know what I'm looking for on a 1 hour and 50-minute time frame. And I try not to focus on the, for trade management purposes, it is important, right? But of course, I manage my trade before I go live. So I don't really tend to have to do anything before I go live. So, yeah. 75% for our wick is the most hit target of all. It's statistics are so nice, eh? Like, it's just really, really good to have solid statistics. What's up, Patrick? Take care, eh? Take care, right? Don't get into stick to your plan, and don't move into revenge trading, right? Hope to see you in Asia one day. I should be in China in December. I just don't know the city yet. Like, Asia is a big place, so of course I don't know where you are, but in December I should be in China. Next year December should be Dubai. That year after USA, and the year after in, I think, Baku. All December. Yo, maybe a Band-Aid. Thanks for hanging out, man. Gonna watch some IEM Cologne. Yo, nice. Have fun. Have fun. Always good. Cheers, maybe a Band-Aid. Have I been banned? No. But maybe one of the words that you use is a banned word to avoid scammers for scamming you guys. So I have a banned words list. This channel here shows you all the banned words. And these are words that scammers consistently use in the comment section. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, I recently put a story online where I scrolled through only a few hours of scam comments. And there were like 40, 50 comments with like just scam. So I have to have a list like this. So make sure to check it out, and maybe one of your words is in the list, which is the reason your comment might not appear. So just FYI, it's all for your own safety, right? It is annoying that your comment might not appear, but it is safest for the community. And generally there's an easy way to get around certain words. If you do want to use the word, right, then make sure to put dots in between, right? So profitable, put some dots in the middle and you're good. But keep an eye on the list. The likes, I don't know, what are we at? 69 likes. Don't change it. Your CVD website, how can we get a hold of it? I can't. The website is, you just put in Google or other platform, charts.aggr.trade. This is the website, right? And if you go to this website, then go and download this template. This is the template without the lines. If you want one with the lines, go to the post here. But this, just download. It's all instructed here. Also, if you go to this post, all of the instructions are there, and it's very much free. Absolutely zero. You're gonna travel or work? It's for work. So in China, I'm probably there for a week. I can extend it, like I can make it a work holiday type of thing, but it is originally a work-related trip for the Global Esports Federation, where I am a board member. Are you coming to Dubai to speak at an event? So Dubai would then be next year, and I will be there. There will be a conference, but it's for a Global Esports Championship. So I don't know if I will speak on stage every year during our own event, because it is actually our own event, the Global Esports Federation World Cup. So sometimes I speak, sometimes I don't, but I might. Yeah, Bulls are trying. They are indeed. Nice. Vitality versus FaZe. Okay. Well, I'm curious. I mean, FaZe is... It's always, of course, in Counter-Strike, it's an amazing team, right? Like, I've had the pleasure of meeting the guys and being in Antwerp 2 years ago. And I also know the team manager, or not the team manager, the player manager of some of the players. He is Belgian as well. He is the president of the Belgian Esports Federation, and a good friend of mine, also part of the Global Esports Federation. So it's very short connections. And yeah, it's a great team. I never really met people from Vitality, really, but no, I mean, I can't meet them all. So, I like your stream. Just note you have checked news for Tuesday, and today is Monday. Today's no news day. Oh, wait, that's a good point. Lol, I got confused there. Thanks for notifying. I'm with my head already on. I'm already living on in Tuesday. Thanks for actually writing this. You're literally the first one. Okay, nice. Do you use Confluence with possible events? No, I don't use events as Confluence. I really have just my technical tools. So Elliott Waves together with the other tools I like to use. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Adam. Hey guys, I do have to continue moving on with the day. I got some other stuff on the plan or on the planning today that I have to get through. I was planning to be online for about an hour. We have been live now for an hour and 20 minutes, so I think we did pretty well. You know what we're looking for? Probabilities daily, 1 hour. Everything has been covered. Also the 15-minute time frame. Make sure you trade safe, have a plan, have a strategy, and make profit. Right? Very, very nice. So, yeah, thanks for hanging out. And tonight will be a new update, right? So later tonight will be a new update, just a normal video. Let's see if the chart is going to give us anything new by that time. So it's still going to be many hours before that update is going to be made. So let's see what happens in the meantime. Thanks everyone for your messages here. Appreciate it, guys. How long did it learn you to learn Elliott waves? 1.5 years to feel well comfortable, and 2 years to be at the absolute top level. So at what I do nowadays. So I recommend, if you learn Elliott waves, it's probably gonna take you at least a year, but probably 2 years to be at a good level. So thanks everyone for being here, and I will see you at the next one.